So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another interview of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today I'm joined by Adam Dubin, and he's one of the vocalists and guitar players in the band Das Moose,
Yes.
who just released an album today called Moosehenge, which is a pretty cool album title. So, Adam, how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you, Hector. It's good to be here with you.
Yeah,
I'm on the
both
couch
good.
too. I'm on the couch,
We're
so
all on couches.
that's it.
Yeah, that's the way to be. So the band Das Moose, when I was listening to it, I thought a little bit like, like if you like Motorhead and that type of fast playing with some bluesy jam and punk, you would like this band. So for the people that don't know the band, tell us a little bit about, the band's sound and history.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we jokingly call ourselves, with good humor, we call ourselves the greatest, heavy metal band in Park Slope. Park Slope is a very beautiful tree-lined and brown-stoned section of Brooklyn, New York, and the band is, I mean, we don't think of ourselves as the dad band, but we're all dads. And the reason we way we met is all our through our kids. And so there's four people in the band. There's myself, Joel Bloom, who's the other singer guitar player, and there's Drew Haas, who is the drummer, and Rob Kasabian, who's the bass player. And we've gotten ourselves a small little following here. We play at our favorite club here, the Lucky 13 Saloon, which is down, down the street and right part of our Park Slope Gowanus area. And we kind of formed just prior to COVID, I guess. It was just like we all knew each other through our kids, and we were players. We wanted to play, and so we just got together and started making music, and we were starting to do some covers, and then we just decided like we liked doing our own stuff more. We just started writing songs, and so I appreciate you talking about Motorhead. I mean, that's the most wonderful thing. But we kind of come from a couple of different areas. I come from like more the heavy rock and metal and all that. But Joel, the other guitar player, comes from a jam band background, and his songs are definitely more melodic and certainly a little softer than Motorhead, but they have some hard rocking tunes, and it's kind of fun. So we have this kind of mix going. Drew is like from the alt rock scene and a lot of other kinds of influence, and Rob, I guess, comes from more the DC punk kind of thing. So it's like, you mix it all together and you got, a pretty good, hard rocking band. And and the songs kind of reflect that, and just like where we are in life and what we're talking about. I tend to write songs that are a little like crazier themed and everything. And Joel's songs are more melodic and I would say personal in nature. I write
So
about.
did he write Forgiveness Blues?
Yes, that's a good one. That's a Joel song. He sang it as well,
Yeah.
and we have a few other kind of. We've been fortunate because we formed the band in like basically in 2020 we started playing together in 2019, 2020. We start playing whatever COVID happens, we play, and then we just started writing songs. I would say like right after COVID and just doing it. And then I was like, we started writing these songs. I said, let's go record them. Um, we're fortunate. I mean, because of like the work that I've done doing music videos and stuff, and film work, I know some, kind of certainly famous friends, but people that are, just excellent musicians. So one of them is Alex Skolnick, the guitar player from Testament, and also his own, incredible jazz guitar work. And Alex helped guide us in a lot of ways. Well, he plays on the record, but he doesn't play guitar. He plays keyboards on Traction Park Massacre, the song, and I'll get to that in a second. But um, I mean, he's just fabulous. He can do all these things. He's been very supportive and come to our shows And even one time at one of our live shows, Joel's amp like blew up, basically blew out on stage and failed. And out of the audience, Alex is the first guy that comes running up and is like, suddenly he's like guitar teching our like amp and everything. So it was, it's nice to have a guy like that in your corner. Um, and the other person that's been a real like supporter of the band, and he's in the music video too, is Corey Clark, and he's from a band called Warrior Soul. And they were on Geffen Records in the 90s, and he's still playing and doing his Warrior Soul thing. And Corey's been a great supporter, and he's just an incredible frontman and singer. And so he kind of also contributed a lot of kind of good spirit to the entire thing. Like the entire process as I was going through it, I was asking Corey things and he was like helping out. So he has a little appearance in the video. Um, I could talk about the video for a minute if you like. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
talk.
kind of
Yeah, of
coming
course.
out.
I want to
So
know
one,
about the video for
well,
Traction Park Massacre, right?
yeah, there's sort of a couple things going on here. Whoa.
I'm here.
Okay, good. I don't know what just happened, but let me just get back to you. All right, where'd you go? Um, huh. Okay, you're here. All right, some website
Yes,
thing
I'm
just
here. So
popped up.
Traction Park Massacre, what
Yeah, the
happened there?
website just like pops up. It's like I'm here. You need my attention now. I need to talk to you now. I'm like, it's like we're gonna leave this website. I'm like, so leave. What do I care? So anyway, okay. So I'm a filmmaker at heart, and I've done a number of music videos. Some of them are kind of well known, and so I one of recently I made a film. It's not done yet, but we've shot it, and there's some cool things happening with it. It's called Traction Park Massacre. It's a horror film, and I, co-wrote it, co-directed it with my best friend, and we went down to Georgia earlier this year, shot the movie. Alex Skolnick came down to set a few days actually because he's doing the score on the movie. And then I was kind of inspired, and so I wrote a song called Traction Park Massacre, Don't Cry for Me. And I came back from Georgia and like we recorded it. It's a real punk song. It's kind of like an ode to the Ramones and things like that. It's just if I could wish, I would love to have. I never did a video for the Ramones. It's one of the things like people have asked me, who would you have liked to have done a video for? And I'm not complaining by any means. I've done some great people to do their videos, but the Ramones are just our absolute favorite band. So I always loved their videos because they were so low tech and everything. So I made a song called Traction Park Massacre for the film because I would love to have like a Ramones song in the film, and we don't. We're not going to. And so um, and I recorded this song. And then I was like, well, we got to make a video for the song. So the video is kind of us, the band, playing. Alex Skolnick did a part that was his part, the keyboards part, and he kind of played a character for it. And then the video's intercut with all this footage from the movie that's going to be out in the trailer, which drops tomorrow. And so hence the music video is coming out,
And I got to see a clip offline.
Yes. And it's fun. There's clips from the movie in it, and there's stuff of the band playing. And there was there's a couple things in the music video that are kind of fun. One is the band's playing, but we put on luchador masks, like Mexican wrestling masks. And we reenacted the onstage battle of Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro at the end of James Addiction.
Come
And
on, let's be honest. Was that a battle? Like
it's
he even missed. And
they
like,
shoved each other, but we got more of a fight over it. Yeah, we kind of go into
yeah,
it
when
more.
I look at that, I'm sorry, but Perry Farrell is so not menacing.
Yeah,
like, like if it would have been like Henry Rollins or
oh,
or like a huge dude, but Perry Farrell, I mean, I
right.
think that's why Dave Navarro was like so cool about it.
I
You
I
know
think
what's
so.
funny? I saw like a meme. There's this page that
Mhm.
puts like funny stories, and it had like a picture of Dave Navarro. It says like Dave Navarro is just so perplexed that he wasn't that nobody had punched him until now.
That's pretty much it. It took like what all these years. He's been in the business for 30 plus years. Yeah, I guess so. It's like it's kind of a joke to us because as a band, our band went to the concert that I guess now will be like the last full concert that Jane's Addiction. We were all fans of Jane's Addiction. We bought
Oh,
tickets.
were you at that concert?
Not the one where they fought. That was in
Oh, because
Boston.
that was in Boston. Yeah.
We were at the New York one, which I have to say that was if that was their last full show, they were terrific that night. We loved them, and we went home like very excited, like weren't they great? And we'd all seen them before back in the day, but we all thought like, wow, they really still kind of maintained a lot of their power. And then whatever the show goes on to Boston, and that's where the fight happened. So we kind of were like, wow, we're really lucky that we saw like a good show,
Yeah.
and and happy about it. So we threw that in the mix. And then we what else is there? There's okay, so you might know my background. I also co-directed the music videos for the Beastie Boys. I did No Sleep Till Brooklyn and I did
Oh, wow.
Fight for Your Right to Party. So
Nice.
yeah, it's a couple of lesser known videos, right? So
Yes, no one knows those
no,
videos.
but yeah, very obscure little videos.
Yeah. So can I ask you what do you think of the Motley Crue cover of, of Fight for Your Right to Party?
I think it's fun. I mean, it's fun, and I think that it's like, I mean, it's great that those guys are getting, they should be covered. I mean, the band, they're not active anymore, the Beasties, and so I think it's cool that
Yeah, I
people
know.
like that's how meaningful it was. It's
But the
interesting that
cover is so bad.
yeah, you don't like it. I mean, I don't,
Oh no.
I just hear all this stuff and I'm just like, whatever, it's attention spent on them. I mean, I don't, I'm not going to listen to it, but I mean, if I hear things, I'm like, all right, that's cool. People are
Yeah.
paying attention. And I thought, look, hey, I'm not a big fan of Coldplay or anything, but I thought it was really nice that Chris Martin, like when Adam Yauch passed away, he played I think it was that song. I think it was uh Fight for Your Right to Party. Played it like very slowly on piano that night, and I thought that was a nice tribute.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
you know,
can't imagine that track as a piano track.
no, he did it. It was very. It's on the internet. It's very melodic,
I
and
I haven't seen it, so I have to see it.
but I thought that's nice. Somebody takes it and makes it their own in some way and does that, and then pays tribute back to the guys. It's like that's great. I mean, we have here in Brooklyn is Adam Yauch Park. There's a park named after him, not too far from here, and it's nice. I like seeing that stuff for these guys. So yes, I you can ask me about that whenever you want, but in that video in No Sleep Till Brooklyn, um, there's a scene where Kerry King comes on, but before Kerry
Oh, I
King comes,
remember.
a gorilla in a suit playing the guitar. That was me in the suit. That's my guitar. It's a really beat up SG guitar, and I play it. And so in our new video for Traction Park Massacre, I I got another gorilla suit, but it's the same guitar, so I'm playing that. So that's kind of a fun throwback to
Yes.
my earlier days and a nice little tribute, I think, to
So
them.
you used to make music videos. Were you in other bands in the past?
Yes, I was in one other band with Corey Clark from Warrior Soul. It was called The Stoned, and we played, I would say, from about 2006 we were formed until about 2009, and fortunately we played CBGB's before it closed, and played a bunch of other places. There's a 4-song EP that's still available called, it's called The Stoned, and had a great singer, Scotty Dombacher, and I'm still friends with those guys, and so we keep kind of saying we're going to get back together. We've played a couple times since, and we're going to get back together and like record some more. But the Stone was really my first band experience, like not in a garage, but like actually playing with like
Yeah.
real guys. And
Yeah, but you being around the music industry, doing videos and other things, so that's pretty cool. Like, who
I mean,
knew that I would
I
be
worked
talking
for
to the guy who
Metallica.
made those classic Beastie Boys videos today?
Yes, yes. I worked for Metallica since 1990. I still work for them now, doing videos, and that's been a wonderful relationship. They've been great to me, and so yes, I've been around the industry. I've been around the music business, for a long, long time, and I just,
Which videos did you do for Metallica?
okay, I did. The first thing I did for them was actually a long form music, kind of a documentary. It's called A Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica, and it's
Okay.
a documentary of them when they were making the Black Album and then
Oh,
subsequently
wow.
touring the Black Album. But out of that footage came the music video for Nothing Else Matters. So I did that music video, and uh, that's a pretty big song of theirs. So,
Yes. Not
you know,
everyone loves it, but yes.
no, right. I mean, it's like, whatever else about it, it's apparently their most played song, believe it or not. It's the actually the most played on all these streaming services. I probably because it's the most approachable. It can like, people can
Probably,
put
yeah.
it on anything.
It's
But
the
anyway,
most that someone that doesn't listen to metal can listen to.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I did that, and I've continued to do some work for them, which is great documentary work when they'll have me, and so it's nice, it's been a great time. So I've been around music.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
I play guitar. I do not play as good as the people that I'm hanging out with and talking about. I don't play like Alex Skolnick. I do not play like Kirk Hammett or James Hetfield. They are magnificent guitar players of the highest order. And but I play like a punk style that's fun. It's just fun to play. I just feel like the world's a better place if more people play music. I mean, that'd be a better thing for everybody.
Yeah,
Even
of
bad
course.
music better if everybody plays music and listens to music.
Yeah. And the first single you had from the Das Moose album was Jingleheimer.
Yeah.
Tell us about Jingleheimer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first single was actually the first song on the record, which is Death, 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 and More Death. That was a
Oh,
song of mine. That's the
but the
opening
video
song
was for
of the
Jingleheimer,
album.
right?
But Jingleheims just another song, and that's one of Joel's songs. So we decided to put out one of my songs, put out one of Joel's songs, and then the third single's Traction Park Massacre, and that one's gonna have the music video with all the footage from the movie and everything else. Um, so Jingleheim's like this beautiful song that Joel wrote and brought in, and it's uh there's kind of it references in a not direct way, but this kind of it's like an allegory about there was a death in the family, and he spoke about this place that the young person who passed away valued, and that was Jingleheim. And I think I love the song because it's very laid back, and I think it shows the kind of different aspect of the band that we're able to do. I always, while I love bands like Motorhead and hard rock and bands, I really love a band like The Clash that was able to
Hmm.
have an album that has like four different styles on it, and they could do it.
Yeah.
They could do all of it,
They
and I always
yeah, London Calling has very different type of songs, and it's a long album. It's like an hour long
yeah.
album. So yeah.
Yeah, and they could play all these different, they could just do it and do it credibly and have all these different songs. So we kind of, all of us in the band, like respected and loved that and wanted to show that as part of the aspects of the band. So that's Jingleheimer, and Joel does a great solo at the end. It's really, really beautiful. And that's a real fun one. Um, Death, 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 and More Death is that's the opening song on the album. I put onto the front of it. Recently, like NASA released the sound. I guess they took like visually and then were able to recreate the sound of a black hole, and they actually released this sound. It just is this. It sounds like what you think a black hole. I guess it sounds like it's like something like very dramatic. So I was like, I put that on the front of the song because I was like, what's heavier than a black hole? Black hole's the heaviest thing in the universe. I mean, it's just as heavy as it can be. It's so heavy that light can't escape it. So I was like, okay, that's what we're going to start the album off with. So you have this like,
Yeah.
then the opening, and that starts the song of death. And I wrote that, we're not like too heavy into message songs or anything, but I just felt like um, not taking any sides on anything, in terms of politics, but there just seemed to be like every day there was like another shooting and everything like that. So it
Mhm.
just felt like you turn on the news and it's just death, 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 and more death. So I just felt like all these shootings were like kind of getting to me in the way of like, well, let me just talk about it the way I hear it, you know what I mean? And it seems to be this like constant thing of shootings. And I was just like, oh man. So, the first line is, take the bodies, stack them high, don't need no reason why, and it's just like it just felt like there's too much of this unnecessary, violence associated with people killing each other. So
Yeah,
anyway,
no.
just a thought, put it in a very dynamic package. And there was the first song, of the album. Then we have Jingleheimer, and then we have Traction Park Massacre, the one that's coming out. And that one's just
That's
really fun. It really just recounts like
Yeah,
it's
it's like a fun track. So the name of the band, Das Moose. What's
yeah,
the story behind the name?
okay, real simple. Um, we we were struggling to come up with a name, and I mean, anybody who's tried to name a band knows, it's a back and forth thing, and you couldn't think of anything. So somehow we landed on we have a little dog. He's a little like poodle like dog, and his name is Moose. And so like Moose was kind of interesting, but we don't want to call it the Moose or something. Or so it was like, I don't know why, but I just kind of came up with like Das Moose, making it German. Nobody in the band's German or anything, but it's like I made it German. I said, well, the reason to do that was so that we could put umlauts here. And the whole thing was about the umlauts, because if you
Hmm.
do umlauts, it's like Motorhead, it's like Motley Crue. It just seems badass. So we were like, well, if we can use umlauts, that's kind of good. And so whatever, I had a graphic artist I know who does a great job. He created this logo, and it just looked like a band. And somebody came up to us when I made this first shirt. He's like, "What are you guys, like a heavy metal?" No, he thought we were a German heavy metal cover band, and I was
Yeah,
like,
I could just figure Rammstein going a song like Das Moose. Dun, dun, dun.
exactly. Well, I don't think
So,
not as heavy as Rammstein, but yeah, it kind of brings that to mind. And I said, whatever it is, even if we don't play music like that, I just want it to seem heavy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? I
Now you
just
have
thought
to have a song called Das Moose.
we should. I always loved bands that had like a song, like, Motorhead has a band, Motorhead. The
Yeah.
Monkees have a band called, the Monkees.
Rammstein has a song called Rammstein on their first
There you
album.
go. So you're right. There's like a way to lead off our next album is with the Das Moose song, and I'll figure out what
Yeah.
that is. I
Yeah,
like
that
that.
should be cool. So I want to show the artwork for Moosehenge, which is just a hilarious album title. So here it is, the cover for Moosehenge, which obviously is Stonehenge with two moose antlers. So tell me a little bit about like so you named that's Moose. Did you say like let's just name the album Moosehenge? Like
Yeah.
was there an inside joke? How did that come about?
Yeah. Well, what happened was we started doing summer music festivals, our own festivals. We would play out east on Long Island, and we were mainly playing for the kids. As I said, we all had when this started, our kids were younger, and they were like 9, 10 years old, and we started like so. We just said like one year, the first year we did it, it was during COVID, and we were just playing in the backyard for ourselves. So the first festival we did was called Moose Stock, like Woodstock, but Moose Stock, right? And
Moose
so that was
talk.
the most fun. Right. Then the second year was Moosehenge, because I said, well, it's got to be a little heavier and everything. So we did Moosehenge. The third time we did it was Burning Moose, like Burning Man. And we actually built a wooden moose and doused it with lighter fluid and set it on fire. So that was like the finale of that in the backyard. And the last festival we did, which was we played on the beach, which was really fun on Long Island.
Was it Moose Beach?
No, it could have been, and that's a good one, but it was Bonamoose, like Bonnaroo, but
I think that's better. Yeah.
and it was kind of fun because my wife books comedians, and we used to work because she booked the comedy at Bonnaroo. So we went for over 10 years, and so Bonnaroo is kind of part of our world.
Yeah.
But when it came time to make the record, I just thought, man, Moosehenge is just badass. That is a cool title. And I had in my mind to do like to show the Stonehenge thing, the stones with the moose antlers. It just was funny to me. And
It is funny. And
there's
I did go to Stonehenge. So
well,
so who
good.
did the album cover?
Yes, the album cover is a great artist. His name is Mark DeVito. He is a well-known graphic artist from the San Francisco Bay Area scene, and I'm honored to have him work on our album. He's done so. He actually has done a Motorhead album, and he's done countless things for Metallica and for oh man, a ton of all these heavy bands. He's really a great artist. I met him because I did a film a few years ago called Murder in the Front Row, the San Francisco Bay Area thrash metal story. And it was really about the early days of thrash and how it got started in the San Francisco Bay Area. And Mark was one of the people I interviewed for it because he was there during those years. He was in any scene, there's usually a guy or a gal who is the artist, who they may not play guitar or anything, but they draw like all the flyers and all the backs of jackets and all that stuff. Mark was that guy in the Bay Area thrash metal scene. So it was a real
Awesome.
honor to work with Mark and have him do this album cover.
Yeah, no, it's a cool album artwork, and it would make a great shirt. So I'm guessing you have shirts like that with the stone with the moose henge. It's just a cool looking thing. And when I'm like this sounds like a band that don't take themselves too seriously and can poke some fun at it because there's some bands that are like so serious. So this is
Exactly.
a fun. This is a fun record. You have song titles like Hip Hoggers. Which I thought like are hilarious. But you have like straight up bangers, like fast songs like Gasoline, for
Yeah.
example. You're like, let's not name it Fuel because already.
That's taken very well.
Yeah. I know Audioslave used to have a song called Gasoline too.
Yeah, I figure there's other gasoline songs, but I'm not going to
Oh
do
yeah,
few.
there's even a reggaeton version, but it's called Gasolina. For
That's
Daddy
cool.
Yankee. So yeah, it's a cool like fast type of song.
Mhm.
So the album is out now. Is it out only digitally or can people buy it
Yeah.
physically?
Yeah, no, it's out digitally. I'm in the process, which takes a lot longer, as anybody knows who's tried to do this. I want to
Mhm.
make a small run of vinyls because I just I don't know about you, but I grew up still with vinyl records, and I just want to have
When I was young, there was vinyl records in my house.
yeah
Yeah.
the band guys, and I'm so happy. I mean, I'm so happy that like vinyls made a resurgence, and my feeling is that like if we it's kind of like if you make vinyl and you just put it in some record stores, people just want vinyl. And we have this great cover and we have this great the back, this artwork by Mark. And I just figured, if I put a few out there, maybe some people will buy them and some based on the cover, because that's how we used to buy records back in the day. Was sometimes if there's a cool cover, you'd be like, I don't even know what this is, but I'm gonna buy it. And so I think I'd like to get some vinyls out there. Making CDs doesn't seem to be a thing as much anymore. People don't feel about their CDs the way they feel about their vinyl. Vinyl's real. So
Yeah.
I'll make a few. And also, what's great about vinyl? You can see the artwork. It's like, it's 12 inches. I mean, you can like see it, you can hold it. So that'll be that. But right now it's digitally, it's on all these platforms, it's iTunes and Spotify and all that good stuff. And yeah, and it's like we're so pleased that we kind of wrote songs, recorded songs in a proper studio, and here it is.
So what's next for the band?
Okay. Um, well, the band is going to certainly get a boost riding alongside the movie that's coming out, the horror movie, and that'll be out next year. And we have a gig in Brooklyn on December 7th. We are opening for Corey Clark and Warrior Soul. Um, and that's at I think it's called the Woodshed but anyway, it's December 7th in Brooklyn. I believe it's up in Greenpoint. And yeah, we just keep like playing, and we're already writing more songs that we'll go record. So
Mm.
just do
And now
stuff
you
that's
have to
fun.
write a song called Das Muss.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm gonna definitely work on that. That
And
is
you
such.
can put you can write a thank you to me in the liner notes. Thanks, the Shield dude, for saying that we have to write a song called Das Moose.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea, and I love it. I love bands that have their own songs. So that's so
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, so Adam, it's been nice chatting with you this morning. Talking about
Mhm.
the band, the album Moosehenge, which is out digitally in the world, people. So anything that you like to say to the people watching this before we go?
If you listen to a Das Moose song, have fun, enjoy it, and we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I appreciate your interview. This is great.
Thank you. So again, thank you for joining me from your green couch in Brooklyn to my brownish couch here in Puerto Rico. So people, that's Moose. If you like fast playing bluesy type of rock, you will enjoy this. The album is out now, so I'll post the link for people who want to listen to it. Are you on Bandcamp as well, right?
Bandcamp. I don't think we're on Bandcamp,
Yeah,
but
yeah, because I was trying to look for you guys on Bandcamp and if I did, but it's out digitally,
it's a
and
yeah,
I'll post the. You're on YouTube. You have a YouTube page, so
yeah.
I'll post that. So until next time, couchers. This is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you.